One southern Indiana sheriff is saying staffing shortages is forcing the department to stop providing 24-hour coverage. It's our top story here at 6:30. I'm Alex Dieterer. The Washington County Sheriff's Office says starting next Friday, they will no longer have deputies on duty overnight. WHAS11's Connor Steffen and photojournalist Aspen Hester join us now live from downtown Salem. Connor, what are people saying and how did all of this come about?
Well, Alex, as you could imagine, this is by no means a popular move in the eyes of residents. We've spoken with several here today who say, yes, the shortage is scary, but the fact as much was posted on social media by the department is just as scary, if not a bit of a head scratcher. Now, that post in question came from the Washington County Sheriff's Department's Facebook page announcing they don't have enough officers to provide 24-hour coverage. So, in what they are describing as an unprecedented move, they won't be staffing any deputies on duty from the hours of 11 at night to 7 in the morning. That starts March 22nd.
It's scary to think that our town may not be watched over in the overnight times when, I would effectively think we need it.
The Washington County Sheriff says current conditions are forcing them to make this change, with deputies currently working 7 or 8 days straight at a time on 16-hour shifts on occasion. The department says they're currently down 6 officers and can't keep up staffing because of higher competing salaries from surrounding departments. Now, the department is asking ISP for help covering that third shift. Again, that starts the 22nd. The sheriff is also calling on the Washington County Council to step up and send funding the department's way, saying this is an issue they cannot continue to ignore. We're live in Salem, Indiana. Connor Steffen, WHAS 11 on your side.
LMPD is investigating after a juvenile was shot this afternoon in the Park Hill neighborhood. Police say just before 1 this afternoon, they responded right here to Dumsnell Street near 25th Street. When officers arrived, they found a juvenile had been shot. He was taken to UofL Hospital, where police say he's undergoing surgery, but he is expected to survive. Anyone with information is encouraged to call the anonymous tip line. That's 574 LMPD. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear was in Trimble County today, touring damage left behind by an EF2 tornado. Hundreds of people are without homes in the small town of Milton after the tornado ripped through Thursday afternoon. It took 2 days for power to be restored, and now many are living in temporary shelters in some of the state's parks. Today, Governor Beshear thanked all of the emergency responders in Milton for their quick and life-saving action.
When you have an event like this and we don't lose anyone, and we don't have major injuries, it's because people are ready, they're trained, and our people are weather aware. And so I hope people will come out of this remembering we got to take every single one of these seriously.
The National Weather Service says the tornado touched down in Hanover, Indiana, and tracked 17 miles across the Ohio River before picking back up in Milton, Kentucky. Winds were estimated to be up to 115 miles per hour at some points during that storm. All new right here at 6:30, the Archdiocese of Louisville is now being sued by 11 former students at the St. Stephen Martyr Catholic School. The suit alleges the school ignored misconduct by former teacher Jordan Fouts for years. Fouts was arrested in February, charged with distribution and possession of child pornography. Investigators say while he was employed at the school, he manipulated student photos and explicit images and shared those images with undercover officers. Now, a new lawsuit filed earlier this month alleges the school knew about Fouts' misconduct for years. According to the lawsuit, Fouts was known to have violent outbursts towards students, including throwing chairs and objects at students. The lawsuit also alleges Fouts had an inappropriate relationship with an 8th grade student, and the school placed restrictions on the student instead of looking into Fouts. The students are accusing the school of negligence and failing in their duty to report. Kentucky's Republican supermajority is taking steps to criminalize disruptive protests inside the state capitol. The move is raising concerns among advocates that their rights to challenge authority will be impacted. The new legislation would make it so that disorderly or disruptive conduct intended to disrupt lawmakers doing business would be a misdemeanor. Repeat offenders would then be charged with a felony. The House passed the bill this week, and the bill is now pending in the Senate. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear was in Washington, D.C. yesterday joining a roundtable on marijuana. The roundtable was led by Vice President Kamala Harris and rapper Fat Joe. The discussion called on the federal government to ease the penalties associated with marijuana, Harris noting that currently the federal government considers cannabis to be more dangerous than fentanyl.
Nobody should have to go to jail for smoking weed. Marijuana is considered as dangerous as heroin and more dangerous than fentanyl, which is absurd, not to mention patently unfair.
Harris invited Beshear to the roundtable to discuss how he used his pardoning power to address convictions of Kentuckians charged only with simple marijuana possession. In a closed-door session, Beshear discussed how other states can use Kentucky as a model.